Hello, Cherries, and welcome to Live Cherry Sunday, special Saturday, episode 199. And in today's video, I'm going to show you some techniques to solo like your favorite blues players. So this is going to be a real fun one. Hopefully you enjoy this, and you're here with me on a Saturday. This mic a little closer to me. So I have a little backing track here that I created. It's just a jam track in A, blues in A, and if you want a copy of this, free copy, just email me at info@Cherry, and I'll shoot it right over to you today. So it sounds a little bit like this. All right, it did sound a little like this. Let's try it again. There we go. Nice blues. It's a 4-chord, D7. So that's a little bit of where we're going to go here with this here today. We're going to brush up on some of our blues licks. And if you're enjoying this video so far, hit that like button, ring the bell for notification, subscribe to the channel, and all that groovy stuff. So we're going to kind of focus on a few things here today, a few important things that I think are important in playing the blues. And number one is that there's a couple different scales we could play over here. A minor blues scale. Say hello to my my friend here in the chat. Hello, Jeffrey Boyle. Thanks for hanging out with me here for a little bit on a Saturday. Special Saturday. I can't do it tomorrow, so I thought I'll do it today. And I couldn't do it up until Thursday of next week, so I thought that would be a little too late to postpone this week. So I had some time today. So here we are today on Saturday. Thanks for hanging out with me. What are you drinking out there? Hopefully in your Cherry mug. I have my coffee still, my Italian espresso that I buy at the Puerto Rican Exports Coffee Company right on Bleecker Street, New York City. Great place. I've been going there for years. And the best part about that place, they have these little caramels. Caramels are just so good. I go there sometimes just for the caramels. All right. So we're mixing up two different scales. I don't really have any graphs here for you today, but because it's so general what we're going to do here, I just want to kind of put you in the right frame of mind here for these two types of scales we're going to mix. The major of the minor pentatonic blues scale. I mean, everyone knows that. It's your standard lick right here. The minor pentatonic is like this. But the blues note, we add that one note extra in there. It's that flat 5, along with a 5. So you have 1, minor 3rd, 4th, flat 5. Jeffrey Boyle, got some cold brew coffee? Nice. I love it. Then up the octave. It's such a great scale, but you can mix the major with it too. Play the A major pentatonic. And I'm going to just use this position like this. There's so many positions, but here's a great one. You're on the octave again. You're up here on the octave. You're basically in the second position right here. Or however you want to play it. Just to get up the neck is a really good one. So what's really fun is to blend these two patterns together. Because over this A chord, over the shuffle thing, it's really just an A7 chord. So that A major right there allows you to play the major 3rd over the blues, but you really want to get more of a minor sound over the blues, and you want to kind of twist and turn between the major and minor. So by blending these two, because the minor pentatonic is obviously the minor 3rd, then with this major pentatonic, you could add that 3rd in there. And there's the difference right there. Minor, major. So you do that over each chord in this progression, and you come up with your own kind of cool blues thing. So like, for instance, let's just take just a couple passes at it. Minor. Play a little major. D. Pentatonic. right, going off the rails a little bit. We're having fun. We're playing some blues. And this is a really, really cool lesson here. And hopefully you get something great out of this. Hello, Scott Olson. Awesome. Give you a round of applause. Trying to keep it simple. There's two pentatonic scales that I'm blending between. When I'm on the one chord, I'm playing A minor pentatonic, or blues. And I'm bending, I'm playing the major pentatonic along with it. When I go to the D, that's kind of the tricky part right there. You don't really want to play the D minor pentatonic over the 4 chord too much. It's great to have the framework for it. And stick around for a little bit because I'm gonna show you something really, really cool a little bit later that's gonna just blow your mind. It's gonna really open up the guitar fretboard for you. When you get to this D chord, you don't really emphasizing the minor third of that. It's a little tough because you're emphasizing an F note over the A progression. You know, even though you're on a D chord, that note just doesn't really sound too good in there. So it's almost cool to experiment with it, see how you feel about it, but then, but really kind of blend in. Use more of the D major pentatonic there, more of like a. I mean, you could use the minor note to blend in with it. Here, major. You got the whole major pentatonic going on there. I mean, however you want to finger it, it really doesn't matter in this case, but it's just the notes that matter at this point. D major pentatonic. Back to the A. When you go to the 5 chord, once again, you could play E minor pentatonic or the E blues scale, or blend the two. So playing the 6th there. Play the 7th. Or you could play the A minor pentatonic blues scale through the whole thing, which is probably the easiest way to do it. Hello, Seattle Phil. Give you a round of applause. Hopefully you're enjoying this. But the whole thing really is to just relax your wrist. Relax the wrist to where it's completely relaxed. Wrist is just completely relaxed here. Fingers relaxed, so that you can have the most control over where you're going with this, timing wise. Vibrato. Bend. Vibrato I'm using here, right on the A note. Just trying to shake it. crazy today playing the blues, but trying to keep it real simple and trying to keep your hands really relaxed. So that's really good to emphasize that and to try to make it as beautiful as you can. I know you could play a lot of some bad notes, and I'll stumble across a few. That's for sure. But I'm trying to make it as pretty as I possibly can, sounding as beautiful as I can. That all starts with being in tune. Start with this G string. Sounds a little flat. Because I turn the air off and the room gets warmer, so your strings tend to go a little flatter. And Seattle Phil says, it is a cherry Saturday. It sure is. If I didn't give you an applause for that already, there's an applause. Maybe it's the second one for you. It's a little flat, but see how that goes. Raise that up a little. I really don't love the tuner that much. Sometimes the tuner just doesn't put you in that much. Most of the time it does, but when you're really under the microscope here like this, just use your ears. Make sure it's in. And so yeah, we're going to concentrate on just trying to make it beautiful. You know, it starts with just being in tune. Get a nice tone going. I'm going straight into the amp, and I have a little pedal that I kick on just now, which is going right into my Apollo Twin, into my computer. That's the cool thing about these Apollo Twin interfaces. You can plug pedals into them. And this is like a minor, like a little bit of a gain. Like here's without it. Here's with it. It just gives it a little bit of a bite. I'm in the middle pickup. Everything's up, wide open on the gain of this guitar. Scott Olson, and keep it melodic playing with the chords. Yes, very true. Keep it beautiful, keep it melodic. Think about your vibrato. Think of the vibrato hitting one note and just hear the note, and then shake it. Tone, timing, bending. So when I'm bending this note, say I'm bending in the pentatonic scale. So here's the 4th degree. I bend up a whole step. Make sure that I bend it up to the proper note, the 5th here. Get it up to pitch, and then give it some vibrato. Makes all the difference in the world. Hear it. Check it out over this progression. focusing on just bending in tune, vibrato. That's a nice vibrato. 5 chord. The delay's going crazy there, huh? So, trying to make it cry and sing, you know, kind of like the Dire Straits. What's the name of that song? You know, everyone loves that song. Sultans of Swing, you know. He doesn't make it cry or sing, you know. Well, you want to make it cry and sing, you know. It's like not like George, who knows all the chords. But he's strictly rhythm. He doesn't want to make it cry or sing, but you want to make it cry or sing. So, you also want to sing with. Try a little past, like. Kind of like hear some melodies in your head, try to match that, sing something, play guitar, try to match what you're singing, play guitar and try to match what you're playing. Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing to do. There's some ideas for blues playing. So going back to the scales, you know, you could play the whole pentatonic scale within this whole thing, really. Just the A minor pentatonic scale. Having a good time. Morning, Roberts. Hello, Seattle Phil. What are some of your favorite turnarounds at the end of the progression? Well, that's an interesting question here, because on this particular backing track, I would have probably done it differently. I think I kept this really simple, whereas on the turnaround on this, and I'm not necessarily following it completely when I'm playing rhythm, but you got the 5 chord. 4 chord, 1 chord, 12. I'm not necessarily going to the 5 chord for 4 bars. I'm going for the last 2 beats of the 4th bar. So it'd be like, what would it be? The 12th bar. So you have the 9th bar, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, 3, 4. So on the final bar, the 12th bar of the blues, I'm actually going to the 5 chord. So I'm staying on the 8 chord on the first 2 beats of it. But So it sounds like this. Instead of going. But I could play that 5 chord longer. I'm going to play the whole 12th bar over the B chord, even though I'm playing an A, because it just sounds right. Like it sounds like it wants to resolve, something like that. So if I was playing like on the 5 chord, 4 chord, back to the 1, something like that. But as far as turnarounds go, I mean, just make it sound like a blues lick. You can really do anything over the turnaround. Just play A minor pentatonic lick. As long as you land on that note, on the 5 note, which in this case is E. Over there. Or do something over the 5 chord right there. Do something over E major pentatonic, and then resolve it to A. Do like a little lick from the end of your E major pentatonic into the A, to the 3rd of the A. So, which actually comes into another part of the thing I'm going to get into right now, and that's not necessarily thinking about the 2 scales, the pentatonic scale, in one position. Everyone thinks of that, or you think of, what is it? It's right there. Look at the 3 chords, the A, the D, and the E. It's just think of the single notes first. So if I'm right here, I'm seeing the A minor pentatonic scale. If I'm here, I'm just seeing a D pentatonic scale. And if I come right here, I'm seeing the A pentatonic scale here. And if I'm E, I'm seeing that E, so I'm thinking E pentatonic here. And then while I'm doing this, I'm thinking to myself, well, where's the D? Well, here's the D. You can play the D minor pentatonic, but remember, you don't want to really emphasize too much of this minor third. You want it to be more major. Back to an A, which here's an A right here. To the 5 chord. So I'm kind of seeing the scales everywhere, so they don't have to be locked in to, okay, well, I'm playing A here. And D, I have to be up here. I have to go back to A here. A, E, D. So I'm not so sectional right there. A, D, E. A lot of people do that, and I did it too. I'm just seeing the next chord, wherever it may be inside here. I'm seeing here's an A7, so you can play that A blues scale. And I like to mix the minor and the major because this doesn't sound really good over a blues. I mean, it does, but it's nicer to blend in a little bit of this. Then play the major into the 4 chord. There you have to have a C note, which is the minor A minor pentatonic. Why? Because the D7 has a C in it. If you bent that up to an A major to a C sharp there, you have this as a 4 chord. And you don't want that. That's not blues. There's no major 7 chords in the blues, really, right there. But rules are meant to be broken. Do whatever you want. We'll be in tune sometime today. Being so loud. Cool. All right, Scott Olson. That's the seasoning, Jay. Mixing minor with major. Yep. It sure is the seasoning. For sure. But it's so important, you know, even with the seasoning, I guess putting the right amount of seasoning in there. It's important, right? You don't want to put too much salt, too much pepper in there, you know, and that's where the vibrato and everything comes in. Like first, you know the 2 scales, right? The minor pentatonic and the major pentatonic. And just adding the right vibrato and the right bending to it. Because you know at the end of the day, you could play A over any one of those notes. Any one. Of those chords. A. Bending. I'm trying to just feel it, trying to make it pretty, and understand that I could rely on just the A. There's all kinds of movement and chords going around that I could tinkle around with. But if you want to be safe, I'm trying to be a little bit safe today. I hit way too many bad notes recently, and I'm trying to trying to hit a couple good ones. You know, there's like a safe place here, you know. And then you go off the deep end, you start playing and not caring. But when you go live every week and you listen back to it, which I do, you really notice everything. You know, it's probably been one of the most helpful things I could have ever done in my life is to do this, because you record yourself, you hear yourself back, and you just hear everything is under a microscope. And, you know, it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, but you hear everything. Hopefully you try to make corrections over time. You just get it's like enough of whatever you're doing. There's the bad habits. Try to say, oh, that's a bad habit right there, you know. Try to eliminate it. And sometimes it takes a long time to eliminate bad habits. You know, one of the things, you know, I find is just timing in general. When you're thinking about things, if you're thinking about scales or what I'm going to play, sometimes it's over at that point, because you know you want to be concentrating on just the feel of it and you know, landing in time. Sounds obvious. It's probably a little bit harder than it sounds. Harder than it is to say. Sounding good to me. There aren't bad notes. Only notes you can stay on too long. Only notes you can stay on too long. Yeah, Yeah. Well, thank you very much, 1 Minute Chickens. It's a great name, 1 Minute Chickens. Very, very cool of you for that. Give you a round of applause for that. You know. And so, yeah, just trying to emphasize on some of these techniques that everyone uses. You know, your favorite guitar players. You know, and you know, Finney says, continuous improvement. That's why we are here. Awesome. Yep. I know I'm trying to continually improve. And that's what, you know, hanging out with you guys here for a little bit on a 1 day a week, you know, and picking up my guitar and coming up with a plan of attack for the day. I didn't want this to be your typical blues lesson. I wanted it to be more of, you know, what can we do here to, you know, take what we already know and just improve upon that. And that really is get this backing track from me, info at Jerry Cherry, and I'll shoot it right over to you for free. You know, just I made this for this lesson, and so I'm just mixing up the two scales right here, playing minor pentatonic, or the blues scale, with the major blues scale, because the major scale has the second degree and the third. The minor doesn't have that. Minor has this. So check this out. Minor is this one. Major has this one. It's kind of cool just to kind of blend between the two of those. To have fun with it. Chord here. So that's you can just play the E minor pentatonic there. D. Back to the A. What's really interesting is a lot of times, you know, every note is so important there. When I'm thinking about just the little details of when we get to that note over the 4 chord, getting that vibrato just right. When I'm in that 4 chord, I'm seeing this box right here, this D7. And I'm seeing what this is doing, this scale, this major pentatonic D. And I'm also seeing, while I'm doing that, I'm seeing this minor, A minor, that I'm going to go back to. And I'm thinking to myself, well, where do I want to land there? I'm right around that 3rd degree of the A. Right there, see? Here's the E minor pentatonic. Back to D. There's a D chord. I think, okay, well, now I gotta go back to an A. And a lot of turnarounds can gotta go 7. Follow those turnarounds, you can go A by the 7th degree, A chord, 4 chord, Here's the diminished chord. Play a little diminished riff. E chord. Back to the E. So there's so many cool little movements inside when you're playing three chords that are the same chords, that are dominant chords. Play the same scales in between them. Because I know that I have the 5 chord, the 7th degree. And the 7th always resolves to the 3rd of the root chord. You can go up to the 5th of the A chord. You can go down to the 3rd. That sounded like something by somebody else, some other band. Okay. All right, any questions about any of this stuff, please let me know. We're having a good time here today on a Saturday. Let's see. Some bad habits become trademark of one's individual style, though. That's true. Very good. Hopefully that bad habit sounds bad, meaning like B-A-D-D, bad. That's true. I've definitely become more fluid with my playing, tuning into your podcast. Well, thank you very much for that, Scott Olson. Very, very cool. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of cool to just take it in different positions, all the way through the neck. I think the fun part is kind of exploring different positions of the neck, starting at the lowest points, seeing that the A right here, play like everywhere you can over these chords. Check it out. We'll try it. Here's an A real low. That's the 5th, this open A. Here's the 3rd of D. Position, right? I see this D, it's real close by. Where's there an E? Right here. D. I'm moving up here so I know. Register. Where's the D? Right here. Where do I go? Here's E. Fine, here's an A. Here's A here. Here's the D. off the deep end a little bit. All right, any questions about the stuff? Let me know. We got a little bit more time here. And trying to concentrate on all the basics here. Now, I'm able to do this because I know where all the notes are on the neck, pretty much. I'm focusing on 3 notes, A, D, and E. The 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 5. So I know where all my A's are. Here, 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 here. Pretty quick. I know where the D's are. The D, the D, the D, the D, here, the D. I know where all the thirds are of the chords. On the A, here's the third, the third, the third, the third. It's because I'm seeing the A, and then you can picture where the intervals are over there. Same thing with the 4 chord, the D. I know the D's here, so I know that's here. Here's the third. And over the E, it's the same thing. The third. I'm seeing all the notes you can play. Here's the E chord. It's really like just picturing triads everywhere. A triad, D triad, E triad. And just blending them into each other. Seeing all those notes, it's pretty helpful. Cherries course has a great lesson learning the fretboard pretty quickly by learning such basic things they never took time previously. All right, thank you, Finney. So yeah, that's in my course, guitar course, the essential skills for guitar. Just right there. I go over 4 important aspects of the guitar: fretboard memorization, the circle of fifths, which shows all the chords and how to build interesting progressions, how to blues solo with all kinds of backing tracks, and I show the C.A.G.E.D system. And the C.A.G.E.D system is really cool because it shows you all the shapes, like the C. Here we are playing in A, but if we did like a C shape, A, it would be just like this. C shape A would be just like that. She said, but in the key of A. So that's an A. What am I thinking? A C shape A, just like this. So here's a C chord, right? Take this chord, play it up in A. Then you have a C shape A right there. Now you could play the blues in this position right here, which is really cool. You play this pentatonic scale. Right? You play the minor pentatonic in there. Play the blues. Best thing overall is within this chord, you just see the intervals. You see the root, the third, the fifth, and the octave again. So if you want to make it minor, you just take this third, just make it minor. Play the pentatonic scale there. Just like over this progression. There's the D. Having some fun here, playing the blues. So much fun. Any questions, please let me know. We got a couple more minutes before we scramble on out of here and enjoy the rest of this Saturday. Sorry I couldn't join you tomorrow, but we do it a day early because we do it every week no matter what. So, got a couple questions here. Let me, didn't want to miss this. Robert says, are 1, 4, 5 chords in different places along the neck, like past the 12th fret? Are 1, 4, 5 chords in different places along the neck? Yes, they're everywhere. The 1, 4, 5s are everywhere. The first chord, second chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord. And all it really is like, that's like saying, are the A, the D, and the E everywhere? Yes. Here's the A, here's the D, here's the E. 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. Here's the 12th fret. 1, 4, 5. We're way up here. Check it out. We're on the 1, 4, 5. Here's 1, 4, 5. So when I'm playing this blues, here's a 1 way up here. Here's the 12th fret. I'm on the 14th fret. Here's the 15th fret. Here's the A, the 1 chord up here. 5 chord, 4 chord, 1 chord. Way up there. 1, 4, 5s are everywhere. It just depends on your 3 root notes. Your A, your D, and your E. Because if you have those root notes, then you have major chords. Then you have the licks. Nope. Let's see, Finney. Oh, Seattle Phil. Earlier, you showed a version of the minor pentatonic scale, I think, that angled up the neck. Can you show that again? Angled up the neck. Earlier showed a version of the minor. You sure that wasn't the major pentatonic that angled up the neck? Because I've been playing a more like, oops. Hold on a second here. Fix that. I played one that was on. If you're happy with this lesson, if you're enjoying this lesson, hit that like button. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. It might have been like this. When I was playing the A major pentatonic, I was going. I would take the A note, and I would take the second degree, this B, and slide it into the third degree. So the 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret. And on the next string, the A, 7th fret, 9th fret, back to the 5th fret. Same thing up here. Now the B string changes, so it's half step flat, so you have to compensate by going up 1. Not there. You have to go up 1. You just know when you're going to the A note. Once again, A. same thing with minor if you just go down a half step instead of this major third. Going up horizontally over the fretboard. Could have been major. See how I feel? Yeah, could have been. But do it with both. I mean, it's a good pattern to go. Just do the minor one too. Only with major, it would be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I mean, the degrees that I'm counting. First degree, second, third. With the minor pentatonic, it's more like major, the minor seventh. I would figure it would be that one. And then over here you would slide. Same thing. Another thing to keep in mind here is a really cool, different thing to think about. When you're playing the notes, whatever note it is, try to like feel the frets. I'm getting as close as I can to the upper fret. I'm not in the middle here. I'm closer to the fret above the note here. Like if here's A, I'm going upward to this fret right up here. And not as much back. I'm kind of hugging, but I'm not squashing the note. I'm trying to feel what it feels. Feel what it feels like. I'm trying to really dig into the note without choking it, but let it rest on both frets so I get maximum slide on the frets. Now, if your frets are dinged up, you need a fret dressing or fret job. It might be harder because it may dig in. But if you have smooth frets, like these are pretty smooth. This guitar is fairly new. Have nothing catching. It's a really good habit because your vibrato can improve this way when you do that. Thinking of because the strings are sitting on the frets here. I mean, if they're high enough, you shouldn't even really feel any of the wood below the frets. So I'm utilizing the frets to almost do some of the work for me. So when I'm bending, it tightens up my bending because I'm aware of how it feels, the string, how it glides over the fret. And I'm not just randomly just kind of digging it. It's maybe like a mental thing for me, but it really works if you focus in on the frets, feeling how you're sliding on the fret. And then it'll give you a little more control when you're trying to bend up to a certain destination or bend down. Do a lot of bend downs too, like this. You're starting on the high position. You know, stuff like that. So I thought that was an important thing to touch up on here before we roll on out of here. Robert, are the ABBA songs in different tunings? No. It's not as far as what I play in them, you know. Pretty much all standard tunings that I do. It's a nice pretty one, like something like this. I always test my tuning with the song. I can go up to see how my B string is up here. resonates with this D, the open D, and this D up here on the 15th fret, B string. You know? Let me go up a little bit sharp with it, just to get that in more like a... Right there to get this. Get my B string in tune, where it's in tune with this D, and it'll also be in tune up here with this D. It's more of an intonation thing. Get these chords. Doing here is I'm playing a D chord with the open D, then I'm playing a G with the open D, an A, back to a D, to a G, A, D, G, A, D, G, A, D. So it's pretty fun to do stuff like that. See? Pretend I know what I'm doing here. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me here today. We had a good time. Hopefully you did too. And Vinny, great point on finger pressure. My nails dig in to the wood. Not good. Yeah, finger pressure, the amount of touch. And I just think that your left hand, both your hands should be as relaxed as possible. You know, if your hands aren't as relaxed as possible, you're not going to be able to play as good as you want to play. So just by having your hand relaxed just makes all the difference in the world. If it's tight and tense, you're barking up the wrong tree, really, with this. You want to just keep it really relaxed. So I think a good practice is to just be light on the touch, hear a clear note, and then give it some vibrato. Listen to the note before you even give it vibrato. You may not want to even give it vibrato. You may want to. It really depends on what you're where you're trying to go with that. So, hopefully that was helpful. Roberts, do you teach when to alter the chords on an amp to match certain leads? Do you teach when to alter the sense on an amp to match certain leads? Last question. What do you mean? To teach when you alter the sense on an amp to match certain leads. Are you talking about when I'm getting certain tones for certain solos? Why don't you try to get as close to a sound as possible? You know, whether it's clean, bright sound like this, or a darker sound up here. I don't even use the Les Paul as much as my Strat, but Strat needs a little work. Or if it's slightly broken up sound. A little bit more darker. Which I like for this blues. Or if I want it to be full on, more crunching. I can go right into my processor and have some plugins with a good angle sound or something. That's just the pedal of the Boss Blues Driver. And then kick on the extra hot tone for a little extra boost. It sure sings like this though. We're going off the deep end here. So different varying degrees of gain that you could have with just a simple pedal board like this. Hopefully that answered somewhat of your question. I don't know. Keeping the hands relaxed is key. It's tougher than you think. Major hurdle. We'll still hit hurdle. Major. Yeah, keeping it relaxed is just very important, you know. And another thing I'm trying to do is, like, even if you have like lots of gain, something like this with a lot of noise behind it, keeping your hands relaxed here as well is important. Trying to control the gain, muting all this with your right hand, hitting a note and not letting all the strings ring out. You know, letting go of the note without hearing all kinds of extra garbage notes, you know, getting right into where you're trying to play. So even relax with lots of gain will help you maybe not sound like everyone at Guitar Center on a Sunday afternoon. Hey, you got to start somewhere, right? But all the noise, all the extra flubs and all that stuff, you're really trying to get away from all that. And relaxing your hands is a really big part of it, you know. So to summarize everything here real quick, all we did to play the blues today, like I was doing, was we had a backing track, which you can get for free. Info at Jerry Cherry. I'll shoot it right over to you. We're mixing the major and the minor pentatonic, relaxing the wrist, feeling the frets, and just trying to really kind of sit on the notes, let them sing the notes, make them cry. Think about your vibrato, your bending, your timing, and your tone. That's all you have to worry about. So all those things together make the blues, really, and put your heart and soul into it, you know. That's it. That's all you can do. So thanks for spending some time with me here today. I love yous. Any ideas for future lessons? Oh, I did get this idea today from Clarence. Hopefully you're watching, and at some point I should have thanked you a little bit earlier. Yeah, I got a message the other day from a video I did a year ago asking for backing tracks, and I should do another lesson brushing up on your blues, and that's what I did. I took your idea and I ran with it. So please send me those ideas, because I will use them at some points. You know, I mean, I've been doing this now. It's approaching 4 years, so every week, and that's why this is number 199. So the 4-year point would be what? 206? Kind of add 2, 4, 6, 8. 208 would be 4 years. 52 times 4. So next week will be 200, and then we'll go from there. Then 2 months later, it'll be 4-year anniversary. Very cool. So thank you guys for watching. I love you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Robert. Finney, Seattle Phil, Finney and Robert and Scott Olson and 1 Minute Chickens. Thanks for everyone. Eisenkeller, greetings. Sorry if I missed you right there. And Robert Boyle, everyone's popped in. Everyone's been here for the first time ever. Seen some new people. Maybe it's a Saturday. Maybe that's why. But subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell for notifications, all that stuff. I go live every Sunday except when I can't. I would go Saturday, usually the day after. Just to tell you, next week real quick, the dates will be, if I could do it on Sunday, hopefully I will be able to. But I think I'm coming back from a show on Saturday. It's going to be tough. So it might have to be on, depends on either Sunday or Monday. So I'll put a post in the community tab so you'll know a little bit earlier about that. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. You guys are the best. Love yous. You know, I do have another video, very simple, like 6-minute video on 5 tips to becoming a better blues player. I'll put that right up there. But for now, be cool, be kind, and be cherry. Keep those ideas coming. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, y'all. Much love.